everybody. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. So, today we're going to be doing a Final Cut Pro video. Um, let's get started. There's really nothing more to talk about other than the fact we're about to do a Final Cut Pro video. Let me connect y'all. I want to do these two. Naveen Sita Shridhar. Ah, fiddlesticks. What is this? Oh, okay. Now it should work. Okay. Now, mm, 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 mm. Have your leg ever fell asleep? Okay. Hold on, y'all. What is this? What I'm doing right now is I'm taking out space. Making space. What is this? How did I get? Oh my God. I got all of these. I don't even know how this. I thought I deleted them as soon as I finished. Once I edit a video, I delete it. And it's on here big as day. All these videos, they have to be over 50 videos. All of these things that, okay, I hope that this will be here when I finish This should be more than enough room. Bear with me, y'all. I know y'all just don't want to see my face, but I'm embracing things. I'm embracing things. A lot of crap. Okay. Now this should work. Let me empty this trash can. Okay. So now we got these two. We need to shave 6 minutes and 3 seconds and 26 milliseconds off. Okay, let's try this out. So I don't know if y'all can hear this because I own rights to it, but we're talking about chemical engineering, and I asked them, I said, what about chemical engineering? Define chemical engineering, you know, that back when he got his degree in chemical engineering, it was really hard, and they were in need. And here's a person that's coming from Germany, you know. um he moved around, he was worldwide, and he got his PhD in chemical engineering. Yeah. Only thing I know how to write O and some type of Asian language. Look how easy it is. Hold up. I'm about to show you. I know what O means. That's the only thing I know. And it's like this. I don't know which Asian language it is, but if I applied myself, I believe I would be able to, learn it. And same with English or French or Dutch or German, whatever. If I applied myself, we all have a little bit of that in us because one thing that Hollywood did do is put in our minds through the music that they, over the years weaponized. They put German, a little bit of German in their music. They put a little bit of Dutch. They put a little bit of everything. I think he was calling from Munich, Germany. So that's why the frequency is off. You see him staggering a little. I don't know what is up with Germany and their Wi-Fi. The same happened with a girl from Italy. She was sitting up there and she was online and she kept going out, in and out, in and out, in and out. They said that when it's too many people on the Wi-Fi network, they go down one. They go down one and it jams up the frequency. What if we had a pill we can take so that we can learn a different language quickly? That would be some futuristic stuff. I would love to invent something like that. That's the Kimberly that I miss right there. The Kimberly that I mean I still do it, but not as much as I used to. That's the Kimberly I miss dearly, the innovator. I done slowed down a little bit, but I still have it in me. He said if you listen to the music or the language, you pick it up much faster. You see what I'm saying? I was just talking about how music, come in handy when you're learning a language. You know, um, oi, oi. I don't know. I don't say it. In America, you can go for your passion and succeed and live the American dream. Some people are spiritually broken. This guy wasn't. He followed his passion. He was in chemical engineering and he was happily married, have I think 2 children, and he he contributed to the world. Don't go and let the world go round you so many times without contributing something, even if it's for a minute. You don't have to be as fast and contribute every 5 minutes do something different like Elon Musk. You don't have to do that. But as long as you're contributing and working hard and you're trying to do the right things. Sometimes this life slows us down purposefully through weaponization of the government or just the laws. And we must find where we fit in and what's our passion. And this is my passion. Listening to people like him who went to school and took organic chemistry. I mean, I can only imagine how deep it gets. I took biology and I was so flabbergasted. I was so floored. I was like, please just pass me already. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, seriously, when I was in college and took biology, the only fun part I learned was dissecting the pig, learning about what was inside of a pig, which I learned again in 10th grade, like 10th grade, and then biology in college. And so, I try to learn all those things. And I was like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Like the nucleus, the mitochondria, oh my God. I would love to do a refresher course. I'll probably go with Coursera and take a nice little refresher course on my pace and sit up there and just learn about what's in the cell because you got DNA and RNA. If we can have a new NA, a digital code or copy of ourselves, I've learned a little bit, it's stuck a little bit. But if we can make another copy, another scripture, another code that combines with RNA and DNA, you know, um, we can extend our lives or become one with AI. He is a widow. Wow. I didn't even catch on. I didn't even catch on, man. He came freaking prepared. I wanted to cuss so bad. I wanted to cuss. Nobody except him came prepared. Nobody else did that on my show. I don't remember nobody else doing that. If they did anything, they probably typed in their names. But as far as that go, he had a paper. He had a paper with his email address. Now that is preparation. Only a chemist can do that shit. I got like 150 more of these films. Sometimes I laugh, sometimes I cry, sometimes I get angry and see the sly comments, but I keep pushing. You know, he was a great guest to have on the show. This was during the times I was doing 17 to 18-minute films and not a full 30 minutes. So, yeah. It used to be 10 minutes or 15 right on the mark so I can have shows that last 15 minutes. Okay, Kimberly. B B B B B B. We got New Mexico in the house. I don't even remember this. I don't even know how it's going to go. Like another person for the cause. He said everything is spiritual. Who would want us to get away from being spiritual? You know, like who would want to kill that bond? You know, like spiritual, when you look at each other in the eyes and y'all laugh and y'all understand each other laughing, or you're taking a picture, a moment in time. A picture is nothing but a moment in time. And you're thinking to yourself, what was she thinking, or he thinking, or they thinking during that time? You know, what made them take that picture and harmonize together? You ever just seen a family group photo where it's just harmony, happiness, and then it's always something evil lurking behind closed doors. When everything is happy, evil, that's where evil starts to say, no, we can't have this shit. We need her to be unhappy and to lose faith. Everything is connected. Where our freaking bodies are pieces of the universe, man. It's an honor. It's an honor. You see how my voice changed? It's a freaking honor to be a part of the universe. You know, before I go there, biology, let's rewind it back to biology, the last guest. The things that used to confuse me the most was the peptides, the fatty acids, the monosaccharides, and the polysaccharides, or whatever. They used to always confuse me. I used to be like, oh my God, what, and they all, it is just so beautiful the way biology made up. They all have a specific, you have to remember, like polysaccharides, that's like more than four, mono, two, or however, they all are connected. Like myocardial infarction. I learned this way back at Millermont Technical College. Myocardial infarction, myo, the muscle, cardio, the heart beat, infarction, irregular heartbeat, myocardial infarction. I will never forget it. SOB. No, it doesn't mean what you think it means. In medical terms, it means shortness of breath. You know, if I was real ghetto, I would have said something, but I'm not gonna say. Oh man, it would have been a joke, a deflector joke, but I'm no comedian like that. I'll tell y'all what was going to say. Hold on. I was about to call y'all a name, but it would have been in a loving way. So you can only imagine what I was going to say. 'What if I said that every person over 500 to 600, if not more, people I've came across, I probably met in a past life? I mean, it's theoretically speaking. You can't prove it, but our lives are connected in a past life, in a future life. When he dies, he gets reborn. When I die, I get reborn. 647, 947, 847, 747. 'Just because Mitch got fired from his church work, and just because you get fired from somewhere doesn't make you a bad person, per se. I'm not I it's a real thin line. It's a real thin line. You have to think about who you're firing, why you're firing, how you're firing. Like for instance, it was this woman that was spewing hate speech at Charlie Kirk that was a nurse practitioner or RN, and she got fired. Yeah, yeah. Um People who sit up there and make mistakes. That was a mistake too much. That you went over the limit. Like I said, celebrating a dead man's corpse. not as a rebirth process, but as a sick, demented, twisted fulfillment of your own twisted fantasies. He did nothing to you but speak the truth. He did nothing to you but speak the truth. Why are you mad at him for speaking the truth? Like I said before, the truth is solidity, it's solid. You cannot go around the truth unless you spin a narrative to turn the truth into a lie. The truth is a powerful thing. That's why I tell the truth. And that's why I told y'all there are some things that I can't explain, but God will understand. God will understand because I can feel them in my heart. And I internalized. I can give you an example. And I don't want to use a man, like a man cheats, because that's the famous narrative. A man cheats, and then he lies about it. And no, what about a woman? Because a woman cheats too. Sometimes, it depends on the woman, but let's say it goes both ways. I've seen it all. A woman cheats on her man, and she tells him and makes him feel little, and then sits up there and makes it seem like she never cheated at all and try to gaslight him. There are some women that try to gaslight men and succeed too. And you know, she lies. And then he catches her in a lie. A year later, she said she was with her friend at 12:30, and now she's saying she was with her sister a year later. And he said, I thought you said you were with your friend. Had she told the truth, yeah, I cheated on you, he would have been hurt and they could have got through that. But instead, she lied and she got caught up in her lie. Or he could have caught her, um, he could have called her friend, and her friend was like, no, she told me she was with her sister, she was not with me, and got caught that way. And that's what I mean. If she tells the truth, it hurts people. The truth hurts. The truth hurts. It hurts me. And it don't hurt me, it makes me feel good to tell the truth. Actually, i I kind of hate this, but I hate telling a lie. And I can't be fake. I'm not fake. I don't have a mask, the masks we wear. I don't have a mask. I am pure. I am straight up real. I can see through people, and I'm sorry. I've been given something, and some people can do the same thing I do, but I can see through people. He said he does a show every single day. There's only been one. I can count on one hand, how many times I've literally went without doing a show ever since I got started. The feeling you get, feeling something, the feeling you get when you're on camera It feels so good, man. It feels so good. I welcome the camera because I know that this is my documentary, not only to me, but to God. This is my documentary to God. Yes, I've made some freaking mistakes. I am not perfect, but I know God will understand more than a typical human will understand because He created me. And going down to earth, it's nothing but sin here. We live in sin every day, in sin. How is it not hard to be on a straight and narrow when you have sin all around different dimensions of your life? God will understand because God is spiritual, and God sees everything and hears everything. I don't see and hear anything. I just have faith. I do hear the FBI on occasions, but you know, no, let me stop. My next step, because I can tell that what is that place called? I done forgot it so many times. Oh, what is it called, Kim? Oh my God, that speaking gig that everybody do. If you want to get on this such and such, somebody start talking about it so I can remember. I forgot the speaking gig. I'm too nervous to even try to connect with somebody. So yeah, there's a speaking gig that everybody does, and you go to the event, and they sat up there and yeah, he want to get on 80 to 90 speaking gigs. You don't know how hard it is to get on somebody's podcast these days. These days, everybody is paying, and they're not really doing shit to get money from you. Like they having their sister or their brother do it or their cousin. I mean, more power to you. I'm not talking junk. I'm hating a little bit. Yeah, I'm hating because I have nobody to do this for me. I do it on my own when I can. So I'll admit I'm hating a little bit. I'm hating. I'm hating. I'll admit when I'm being a hater, you know, sometimes I do, but I never get jealous. Whoever My hat go off to you, God. Whoever sat up there and created that creator word, you know, because I'm a creator, he's a creator, like we create our, I mean, my material ain't all that, or I don't like saying ain't as such a Ebonics word, isn't all that, but I feel like the material sometimes is needed to educate the people about the truth of what's going on out there. I said, tell me about your favorite episode with your favorite guest. Who was my favorite guest? If I can remember anybody, it was Dr. B. Dr. B. Dr. B makes music. I seen him a couple of weeks ago. I didn't comment, I didn't say anything, but Dr. B, he was around the industry and the industry treated him cruel. And he said that he wanted to make his own beats in Canada, a rapper. And he was my favorite artist because he was mysterious like Prince. He had a mask over. He was wearing masks even before masks came out. He's like ahead of this time. He was wearing masks even before masks were mandatory. So he was like, I have to wear the mask. I'm like, okay, if that's what your symbol is, I'm with it. And wonderful guest, African American male. Actually, it's like the saying goes, even though I had a favorite guest, I love them all. He was right when he said that. That was internally, he's spiritually bound with God by saying that. He said he likes every one of them, and that's true. I like every one of my interviews. It wasn't about being black or white. I was just identifying him to the haters out there that think that everything is about a black or white thing when it's not. Do you think God is going to care about a race? He made us all in his image, but the key to this whole thing is getting over the racial hurdle. But how can you do that when our country has been weaponized? How can you do that when our country has been weaponized over 40 years plus with everything that we can't help but watch TV. We can't help but watch the news. We can't help but listen to music. What else have we got? Without music, our brains wouldn't even really function like even a beat. I'm dropping a beat right now speaking. It's you can't hear it, but I have a rhythm to how I talk. Everyone has a rhythm of how they talk and make their own music, and an influencer of their own beets. I want to create a pill that lets you be able to make new languages, be able to remember new languages with the or I want to do a lot. I want to do a lot. And he's spiritually inbound with God. He is spiritually inbound with God. And he I understand what he was saying. Hold on. I got 7 minutes. Okay. I gotta cut this down. Okay, I'm gonna stop it right there. He said he had to do a lot of internal work to heal from those wounds. This, you know, this earth, man, is sin, man. This earth is sin. And if we just learn how to sit up there and internalize our work and and learn how to create barriers, sort of like building a wall between the Mexico and United States, build a wall, a defense, spiritual wall, spiritual wall, you know, and we can be or take a bunch of vitamin C. How many of y'all take vitamin C to today? Just raise your hand. Think about it for a second. Does the vitamin C really help? Immune deficiency, immune deficiency. You'd be like, I'm taking it. I don't know if y'all seen that movie. What is that movie? Oh, it's a funny movie. Um, it's not superhero movie. It's another movie, and I know 1,000 movies, but these are the movies I watch mainly to kill time. But the movie was like apply head on, and she was applying it, and it was like apply directly to the forehead, and she was trying to apply it directly to the forehead, and it was like head on, like you have to internalize this. You have to really internalize it and keep pushing yourself to internalize it, internalize God. You, you, you some people blaspheme God, do blasphemy for me, and disrespect God, it and you wonder why you're disconnected with the world. I'm going through a lot of trials and tribulations for my time. And I say, I don't know if I went through more than any of you guys, but I will say I've been through some stuff that many of you guys haven't been through. And I'm not going to get mad and pout and angry, but I will vent and therapeutically talk about these things so that I can grow from that. Tell why I'm mad. Why am I mad? Why am I angry? Why am I agitated? What is the reason for it? Is it a legit reason? Is it a reason I made up in my brain? With imagination, which is greater than knowledge, by the way. Imagination is greater than knowledge. Albert Einstein said that. And this is a man who had E equal MC squared. This is a man who had this big equation and made it into a small itty bitty equation. You know, um, I try to internalize every time I make mistakes. And every mistake I ever made in my life, I have not repeated. Every major mistake I ever made in my life, I have not repeated willingly. I can say that in my life. He said, even if you've been wounded in life, explore the spirituality. It must be something that mythology has been proven fact. Sci-fi has been proven fact. Look it up. Mythology has some mythology claims been proven fact. Have some sci-fi claims been proven fact. We're rolling on a brink where right now it's a reason why they took out Charlie Kirk. It's a spiritual battle between good and evil going on right now. And to be quite honest, I'm gonna end right here, but it was like a spat in the face. I'm gonna do the rest tomorrow. No, hold on. Let me let this ride first. Ah, ah, I knew that was gonna happen. I have to figure out what parts I'm gonna cut out, and I don't want to cut out what he got to say, but I want to listen to his message. He said, if you focus on the light and the goodness, that will bring into fruition. Fruition. Okay. So I'm gonna do their ending credits tomorrow, and I'm gonna check what I need to take out. Okay, so we cleared that. Mitch Gray and what was his name? Naveen Sridhar. Sridhar. He's actually from India. So I just wanted to say that we had a nice guest. Well, I had a nice guest from India that lived in Munich, Germany, and he's a widow. And Mitch Gray, pastor that goes around speaking at events, um, and is trying to get shows sold out for him. You know, yeah. Just remember though, just remember the truth, the truth. You cannot alter it. A lie, you can alter over and over, different copies. God made it that way. That when you tell the truth, it sits up there and it goes no further than the truth. You won't have to be questioned. But when you tell a lie, you have to be questioned. And you start to develop more lies from not just your imaginary side of your brain, but your brain that is thinking of ways to deceive, negative imagination. There is good, I guarantee they're going to find this out, that to every positive thing in your brain, there's a negative thing that can counteract it, such as good imagination, bad imagination. Bad imagination can create your brain to be deceitful, and you get dopamine receptors that flows through the brain, that when you tell a lie and get away with it, you feel good about that lie. You feel really good because you got away with it and you want to do it again. Too much of anything isn't good. Y'all take care, be safe, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.
Never waste my time, you all I want.